Well, excellent morning to you. It's 6 a.m. just in case you're not aware. Now, we hope you had an amazing night.
Yeah, and we feel so good this morning, especially. And it's because we have you here with us right now.
Yes,
thank you so much for watching.
So stick around with us for the next 3 hours. We're going to be here bringing you a fresh edition. You know, freshly pressed, like freshly pressed orange juice.
Just like your shirt.
You know what I discovered?
What?
About making orange juice.
What?
It takes, for you to make a whole glass of freshly pressed orange juice, you need like seven
of it. Sometimes 10 even.
So, you wake up in the morning, you think, okay, I like what I saw on TV. It's not real.
It's not real.
You need 10, 10 oranges to make one glass. That's why orange juice is expensive. Anyway, my name is Yomi Ogbe.
And I am Mary Bashua Alimi. We're streaming live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yeah, send in your comments on our social media platforms. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Of course, our app is also available for download, and that's on both Android and iOS Play stores. And with it, you can watch us anywhere, absolutely anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get to it, right? This all the things that we have for you today on the show. Our Tuesday mornings.
Omojoba Christie will be giving us a musical performance.
That's Chris Boy there. Now, Dr. Obinna Oweaka is an optometrist with over 13 years experience. Of course, he will be talking to us about computer vision syndrome.
I'm interested in that one. We all use computers.
In this digital age, we know how that can be.
Yeah.
So, you're talking to us about how to deal with it.
Gosh. Also to come is a DIY segment where we will be learning how to tie the Ankara head wrap. Chidimma Messi will be joining us for that.
That's a trend, a new trend happening with Ankara. Anyway, for entertainment news, presenter OAP Amal Cash will be here to talk to us, give us live updates. Well, not live updates. Give us updates in the world of celebrities.
Yeah. And then, of course, it's on to parenting with mom blogger and co-founder of iMomZone, Modupe Enyila. She'll be talking about preparing for a baby, what to buy and what not to buy. So many new parents need this.
Yeah, exactly. We also have another musical performance. This time it will be coming from saxophonist Femi Ogebule.
And our last guest for this morning is Treasure Obasi. Now, Treasure is a presenter, an actor, and a voiceover artist, and we can't wait to have her on the show this morning.
There she is.
I smile.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, Tuesday. Another day.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have different things happening in the news, but one of the biggest things is that so there's going to be VAT on all online transactions from 2020.
VAT. Value added tax on online transactions.
So anything you buy on any of the major websites, whether it's Jumia, Konga, Payport, whatever, there's now going to be a 5% surcharge.
The government has been losing tax in that regard, really. Yeah. However, we need to consider the effect this will have. Sometimes you get things cheaper online, and I suppose that's because of the avoidance of tax, which is wrong, let's be real, but I don't know.
So people are saying, I saw it online, people are arguing that, okay, so if I buy something for 100K, I'm going to be paying 5% of that, which is 5K.
105,000 naira.
Yeah, so people are not really happy about it.
Well, perhaps
they're really protesting on that.
Just as is the case with snacks and all, perhaps you already put the tax inside.
Well,
so you say inclusive of VAT.
Yeah, so eventually that's what it's going to be.
Yes, I think that's smarter.
So so whatever it is that you see, it will now be tax inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just things that online are just going to be slightly more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be they'll debit you for what you're buying and then separately for tax. So just like when you go to any of the eateries to buy anything, it's usually inclusive in everything you're buying. So
well, it helps the government even monitor how much revenue we're actually making, because we talk about the country making XXX amount of money, but there's a lot of money being exchanged via online businesses. So I guess
it's not a bad thing, but I think one of the things that we should also focus on is try to improve the infrastructure of bricks and mortar.
Exactly. So it's one thing to get so much money from paying tax. It's also another thing for us to see the benefits of paying tax.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I always tell people that there was a period in time when people started paying a lot of tax in Nigeria. But the purpose was actually to pay off our debts.
Oh yeah. So what's happening now? One of the biggest challenges that's going on now is that there are very few companies that are taxed.
Yes.
And then those companies are taxed heavily.
Yes. And unfortunately, many companies are not paying tax. I wonder if you saw the list of companies, not the tax letters.
I saw it.
Yeah, and Davido was one of them. And he went, I run I'm on my money-making role. I was like, that's not what we're talking about, Oga. You're making money. A bank in Nigeria last December, paid him about 50 or 100 million for his show. So you're making so much money. Why can't you just pay your tax?
I mean, it's the
right thing to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of things. So probably what would happen is maybe his company, which is I think
DMW.
Yeah, so they would pay taxes because they can't operate without paying taxes. They'll be shut down.
It was the company. The government listed, actually.
The company are not
Worldwide
okay,
Limited.
so it's not him personally.
Not him personally, because of course he's a representative of his company.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you see some ice cream companies that make a lot of money, and you're like.
No, a lot of things I've done. A lot of businesses that I have done.
Tax evasion is a major thing in this country.
A lot of businesses that I've done, even with banks, what usually happens is that they have something called withholding tax. So if they're going to be paying you $200,000 to do something for them, by the time the money hits your account,
they've removed the tax.
Exactly. So you will probably be getting $190,000.
Well, at least the tax has been paid.
Yeah. So you would have paid your tax, and then they're supposed to give you. Yeah. So if anybody, for those of you watching, if anybody says that they're taking withholding tax from whatever it is that they're paying you, they're supposed to give you a document.
Yes. Yes.
That so you can then, because it means that you just pay tax.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're supposed to give you a document that you can use. Okay. To reclaim or whatever later on.
So these are basics. We have to go to the news now. I believe, Yomi, you'll be the one taking this one.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And at least 3 houses have collapsed in some parts of Daura local government area of Katsina State due to flooding. Several residents are now displaced, and some are at risk of heavy rains, which began on Sunday morning. Although no lives were lost, the authorities are on alert for any eventuality. Now, over in Ondo State, academic staff of the Federal College of Agriculture, Akure, and the newly appointed acting provost are not on the best of terms. The staff protested against Albert Fadimu, who they say was imposed, but he called the demonstration local politics. Ayodeji Morade tells us more in this report.
This protest is coming 3 days after Albert Fadimu was appointed as the acting provost of the Federal College of Agriculture, Akure. The lecturers of the institution are not happy with the development, hence they staged this protest to vent their anger. The placards in their hands tell the story. The protesting lecturers described his appointment as illegal. The chairman of the institution branch of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASU, Abimbola Ogunyinka, said the appointment of the new provost in acting capacity was not done in accordance with due process.
The acting provost that was appointed because he was the most senior. Now that they have removed him and they are now putting another person, we expect that they should follow that normal convention of putting the most senior academic staff of the college as the acting provost.
We want the government to come and look into this thing, to come and tell us why they have done what they have done, and to come and tell us why it is someone who is a junior, all right, that should now be made to become acting provost.
The lecturers in this college also want the governing council of the college to be dissolved since it did not follow due process in the appointment of the new provost.
The governing council, we were made to know, are also part and parcel of this illegal decision. So therefore, we are asking the government to look into them and possibly dissolve them and remove them.
But the man in the eye of the storm has defended his appointment. He says the protest by the lecturers is their right.
It's local politics at play. And we are in a democracy. In a democracy, everybody is allowed, to hear their opinion peacefully. It's a peaceful demonstration. As you can see, nobody is being harassed or anything.
Fadi Imo was appointed last Friday as the institution's acting provost. Ayodeji Moradi, TVC News, Akure.
Now over to Far East Asia, where President Muhammadu Buhari is now in Japan ahead of this year's Tokyo International Conference on African Development, set to hold in the city of Yokohama between the 28th and the 29th of August. The conference, which is co-sponsored by several international organizations such as the African Union Commission, the World Bank, and the United Nations, is the largest international conference in Japan. Senior researcher Cyril Abaku compiled this report.
At least 6 African leaders, including President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, Ibrahim Bouba Keïta of Mali, Edgar Lungu of Zambia, Macky Sall of Senegal, and President George Weah of Liberia will take part at the conference. Also scheduled to participate are representatives of international and regional organizations, civil societies, non-governmental organizations, and the private sector. This year's conference has been organized with a view to expanding the trade corridor between Japan and Africa, with the theme Africa and Yokohama, sharing passion for the future.
And will fulfill.
Its organizers say discussions will seek to promote economic transformation and improvements in business environments and institutions through private investment and innovation. The Tokyo International Conference on African Development has been held since 1993, taking place in Japan and Africa, with the Asian giant's total investment on the continent reaching $9 billion as of 2017. But this amount becomes a child's play in the face of $43 billion invested by China as at the same period. Hence, this conference is crucial for Japan as it strives to increase its stake in global economy. While in Japan, President Buhari will attend a state banquet and honor the invitation of Emperor Naruhito to a tea reception at the Imperial Palace. The president will also hold a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and meet Japanese business leaders, some of whom have huge investments in Nigeria. The Nigerian delegation is also expected to lobby for more support from Japan in science and technology, innovation, human resource development, education, health, among other sectors. President Buhari is accompanied by 3 state governors, ministers, and other top government officials. They're expected back in Nigeria on Saturday.
Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. We're going to take the weather update right now and then a break after that. We're starting with... Okay, so we'll start with The Guardian this morning. And the headline, fresh worry over electricity tariff increase and sector flaws. And consumer rights advocates accuse NERC of exploitation. Poor tariff may frustrate $900 billion investment, say stakeholders. Now up here, we have no protest against Buhari. Others in Japan, presidency insists. And Labour seeks immediate implementation of minimum wage. Stray bullet from policeman kills father of 4 in Lagos. That's a really sad story on page 12. And another very troubling report here. Over 100 feared dead as Cameroon-bound vessel capsizes. Gosh. And there's a photograph there on the cover of the Guardian. If the camera will just go up a little bit to show the photograph of the Cameroon-bound vessel which capsized on the high sea, where over 100 are feared dead. Wow. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
That is scary. Okay, moving on to the Nigerian Tribune now. It says a new minimum wage. Kaduna begins payments in September. Labour blames federal government for deliberate delay. That story is on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. FIRS to begin VAT charge on online transactions January 2020. We talked about that briefly earlier. Kogi CJ inaugurates panel to investigate Deputy Governor. Ogun anchor borrowers program to attract single-digit loan. And that's coming from Abiodun, which is really great news. Here we see President Muhammadu Buhari with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State, and the Nigerian ambassador to Japan, Ambassador Mohammed Ganayisa. And that's after his arrival in Japan ahead of the 7th Tokyo International Conference on African Development. That was on Monday. So that's the photo there. Up here, we see reps got over 9.4 billion naira advance allowances running costs in June, 1 month. And that's coming from an investigation. Wow. Ibadan Obas pay homage to Olubadan at 91. Wants promotion for chiefs in Balogun line. EFCC arrest of 33 suspected internet fraudsters in Imo State. And finally, regarding Kogi 2019, APC clears Bello, Abdullahi Bashir Ekele, Jibrin Aldu, 10 other aspirants kick. All of these stories and more in the Nigerian Tribune today.
All right, let's look at the Punch. Okay. Governor's suit can't stop our operations, says NFIU. Says we are dealing with banks, not with government. And agency plans to stop foreign exchange cash transactions. That's a story that you'll read on page 2 of the Punch. And traders protest auction of 4 million naira goods by customs. And you can see photographs there on the cover of the Punch, and they're definitely not finding this funny. Some other stories here. Court summons AGF, EFCC over Yari assets case. EFCC quizzes Kwara official, others over property fraud. And kidnappers abduct members sent to deliver ransom. Wow. That's the story on page 4 and 5 in the Punch. And 21 Obas, Ibadan Kings, prostrate for Olubadan on birthday. And gunmen killed 2 policemen, kidnapped CMD in Edo. And court vacation delays El Zakzaki's second medical trip. And up here, we have 1 or 2 other stories. Debt, not Nigeria's problem, but revenue, says Finance Minister. NLC plans nationwide rallies, summit over insecurity. And finally, Buhari government wants to frame Obasanjo, Atiku alleges. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
The intrigue of politics. Moving on now to the Vanguard newspaper. This says banks will seize debtors' funds to repay loans. Debtors' deposits in other banks now to be used to service loans. Oh, wow. 1 trillion naira new loans to be created through LDR directive. And of course, the photo story there, Buhari in Japan, as we saw earlier on the Nigerian Tribune. Judiciary won't be subservient to anybody, and that's coming from the Chief Justice of Nigeria. Gunmen killed 2 policemen, kidnapped CMD of Specialist Hospital in Edo State. How insecurity worsened around Enugu environs. Ondo APC, 8 injured as thugs invade meeting. Now we see this one here, which says many feared missing as boats with over 100 persons capsizes in Calabar. That's really scary. Up here, CBN ends credits to firms, individuals without TIN and BVN. Boko Haram not defeated. Borno indigents write Buhari. And want to look out for in the Vanguard newspaper tomorrow, an article about Nigeria police, victim or villain. All of these stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper today.
Yeah, do we have time for one more?
I believe so. Okay. I think that's about it.
So we'll probably take it again at the top of the hour, 7 o'clock. But we're going to take a break now and be back with traffic shortly.
Stay with us. Welcome again, and thank you so much for staying tuned. It's time for Lagos traffic updates. Now, please note that you can always be a part of this segment by sending a message on Instagram, on Facebook, or even on Twitter to let us know what your traffic situation is. If you're not behind the wheels, we would very much like a traffic selfie from you as well. And don't forget to use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC for whatever it is you choose to share, okay? All right, so let's begin this morning from Owerri Shoki, heading to Obalende, all right? So from Owerri to Obalende, amazingly, it will cost you less than 50 minutes to get to your destination. It's almost unbelievable. So when you leave Owerri side, there's just pockets of traffic here and there. It's not so bad. Mostly free-flowing and a bit of light traffic. But as soon as you get on the bridge, like maybe 5-10 minutes, the traffic begins. And it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, is this what I'm going to go through today? But it's not so bad, really. As soon as you pass the Unilag axis, it becomes light traffic. And afterwards, it's free flowing. So don't let the start of the journey deceive you. The end is actually quite good. Now, that sounds like a proverb, doesn't it? Okay, so on the bridge, you just encounter light traffic. But then, of course, it's mostly free-flowing traffic until you're about to get off the bridge. At that intersection that Yaba uses to connect to the bridge, the usual traffic builds up there. But before that intersection, it's absolutely free-flowing. And then it becomes bumper-to-fender traffic, and it goes on and on like that. Until you approach Osborne axis. When you get to when you're approaching Osborne axis, it becomes light traffic. And as soon as you go past that onto Ring Road, it's free-flowing traffic until you get to about Moloney area. Depends on where you choose to get to on the Obalende on the bridge from. So don't you worry. Less than 50 minutes and you will be at Obalende this morning. Now, another traffic-prone zone to take a look at, as usual, is the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway. And as usual, we will take a look at Ile-Epo bus stop all the way to Oshodi Bridge, okay? So starting from Ile-Epo bus stop, there's just light traffic. It's not so bad, so no need for you to panic. Light traffic, as soon as you get off the bridge area of Ile-Epo, it's free-flowing till you are approaching Iyano Ipaja. As usual, the traffic builds up there, and it's very, very heavy. It's actually bumper-to-fender traffic. You'd even pass on the bridge, Iyano-Ipaja, and the traffic is still there. But don't despair, because as soon as you get off the bridge, it's free-flowing. I mean, all the way till you are approaching Dokpemu. Now, when you get to Iyano, you encounter light traffic. The traffic eases out a bit, free-flowing, light traffic, free-flowing, then light traffic under the bridge. That's Dokpemu under bridge. However, as soon as you're past Dokpemu under bridge, it's free-flowing traffic until you get to Mangoro. So when you are around Mangoro axis, that's where you would encounter light traffic. As soon as you pass Mangoro a bit, not too far even, like maybe 5 minutes drive, you'd experience free-flowing traffic. And that free-flowing traffic takes you up until, well, there's a bit of light traffic that's around the Adepoju Street area, but as soon as you get to the Ajakaye Street, it's just light traffic, then free-flowing until you get to Ile-Zik. So when you arrive at Ile-Zik, the traffic becomes bumper to fender, and it's bumper to fender all the way to Ikeja Bridge. I mean, from Ile-Zik to Ikeja Bridge, it's just traffic, and it's not light traffic, but heavy traffic. That's the way it is. And when you get to on that bridge, you'd experience light traffic just as soon as you pass the bridge. But after experiencing it, just before you get on the bridge to connect to Lassus, it becomes really free-flowing traffic, and that free-flowing traffic continues until you get to the arena as usual. So as soon as you're approaching the arena, it becomes light traffic, and that light traffic continues until you are almost at Oshodi. Okay, so just that access bumper to fender traffic. Now, I'm pretty sure Yomi has updates for me. Yomi, you're probably overflowing with updates. What is happening on Twitter right now?
just a few updates here that that I had seen earlier on, which I think I can see them on Lagos traffic. There. Okay, so along inward Ashade on route Agege is busy, but we have, of course, LASMA presence there, so that's helping to move the traffic along. But it is quite busy. It's a Tuesday morning, but it's already 6:40 in the morning, so it's busy. And then from Iyanokwaja to Dokpemu under bridge to Ikeja along to Shogunle is busy, but also LASMA presence there helps things move along because they stop the buses from parking on the road and blocking that access. So, all right, Ikeja inward Mosalasi is blocked. So, yeah, it's very serious there right now. So it will take you a little bit of time, a little bit of patience as well to get through that.
It can be frustrating even coming out from Ipaja to Moshalashi in the mornings. The traffic starts sometimes as far as Bako area, sometimes even up to Akiogun. Same thing when you're going back. Heading to gates, the traffic can start sometimes from Bako, and it can be really bad.
No, but you know, a lot of this, much of the traffic is caused by the buses at the bus stop. So
not in that axis. It has to do more with a lot of vehicles. Perhaps the government needs to expand the road there because it's not even about vehicles parking. The road is enough to take about 2 vehicles, but perhaps we need to make it 3 or 4 vehicles per side because the traffic can be really bad early in the morning, especially rush hour, in the evenings as well, and that's usually the cause of the hike in fares.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just take a few on the maps now, just go over a few locations right now and what it looks like with regards to traffic. Maybe you can come and join me while I get through.
I think I would like to put my feet up. I'll join you shortly.
Yeah, so at Maryland, traffic isn't so bad for this Tuesday morning. So things are a bit light there. It's busy at the bus stop, obviously, because of the traffic stop, but it's not bad at all. And then right after that, Idiroko. From Maryland to Idiroko is actually quite free, surprisingly for a morning. And then at Idiroko, it's only the bus stop that is busy, and it's not even that busy at Idiroko right now. Okay. Guess what? Anthony is totally free.
On a work morning?
Yeah, Ikorodu Road is looking good.
Oh, wow.
Is looking good. Anthony is free. And then, of course, Obanikoro is a bit busy on the service lane. So Obanikoro is busy on the service lane, but the highway is free. You can see it's nice and green. And then right after Obanikoro, it's busy a little bit. Palm Grove, yeah, not too bad. So traffic is not too shabby this morning until you arrive around, where is this? Where's this area? So later on in the Ikorodu Road, as you approach Onikpan, it gets quite busy.
So my fear is this, because the traffic is light at this time, in about 30 minutes to an hour, it's going to be really bad.
Yeah.
Because that's when most people will be coming out of their houses.
After Onikpan, the rest of it's quite busy. After Onikpan, towards Yaba area. Onikpan, Fadei, Jibo, that's quite busy right now, but yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we're talking about the Scrabble Championship.
200,000 naira to win a championship.
Scrabble Championship, a national Scrabble championship. Wow. So I think we need to do more in that area. The basketballers, the chess players, the guys that play Scrabble, and all the national competitions, so that we can encourage young people to go in that direction.
It's important. The other day we're talking about the 80 Nigerians, as well as the 23 Saudi Arabia, death row Nigerians. And what we kept talking about was the fact that reality shows offer more. And then we have, you know, the ones that actually require a lot of brain work, not getting as much traction. It's the same thing in almost every industry.
Exactly.
For the sciences now, it's a lot better because that's why Bill Gates can be the richest man in the world.
But that's you know that's from his own personal effort.
Yes.
We're even saying you put in a little bit of effort, you won a championship.
Yeah.
You should have something that encourages you to continue in that line.
Indeed.
You get 200,000 for winning a Scrabble championship. You don't feel like you should continue. You feel like you should go and become a banker or something.
Exactly, because you earn that in a month, depending on your level in the banking
so if
industry,
if you win something very substantial, then you know that, okay, I'm going for the world championship now. You know, that kind of a thing. That's the kind of thing that encourages you.
And that's the kind of thing we want, really. And then we don't even know what's going on with the tigress. That's another issue. Hey,
I'm not sure they'll get those houses, but we wish them the best.
Yes, we wish them the best. 20,000 a piece, perhaps. Dollars, that is.
Yeah. We're going to a first performance for this Tuesday morning.
Yes.
Olaoye Oladapo, also known as Omojoba Christie. He is a gospel hip-hop recording artist who sings mostly in his native tongue of Yoruba.
He will be performing one of his singles, and this one is titled Irawo, aka Star. Take it away. Nice.
Welcome back. We are right in the middle of a brand new edition of Wake Up Nigeria. 1 whole hour has passed already.
Wow,
that was quick. That was quick.
Thank you so much for tuning in. It makes our morning just knowing that you are there with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, you should make an effort to spend the rest of the next 2 hours with us. It should be worth your while.
Yeah,
we'll do our best. You know, we'll try to make some food and breakfast as well. My name is Yomi Owoke.
And I am Mary Bashua Alimi. You can always catch up with us on your way out of the house by streaming live on tvcentertainment.tv.
Yeah, of course, I'm on Facebook. You can look us up on TVC Connect. Now, for comments, please use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Now, we also have an app available for download at both Android and iOS stores. The app allows you to watch us from anywhere, absolutely anywhere in the world.
Now, the kitchen will be coming alive with activities very shortly, so don't worry about it. Something nice is going to be taking place.
We are definitely looking forward to that. Okay, so we'll move on straight to the highlights.
Yeah, on health, Dr. Obinna Oyaka will be joining us to talk about computer vision syndrome. For those of you who spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on your computers, well, there's a syndrome that might be going on with you, maybe dry eyes or whatever it is. We're going to be talking about that today.
Now, the owner of #1 hair brand NG, Mercy Chidinma, will be coming up very shortly to show how to wrap your Ankara headgear.
Then it's on to entertainment news. For that, Ugandan OAP and presenter Amal Cash will be joining us. Mike Mexicano is going to be taking that.
And yes, on parenting, mom blogger and founder of iMomZone will be giving out survival tips to expectant moms on what to buy and what not to buy in preparation for the baby.
More music will be coming your way this morning. Femi Ogebule is an inspiring and energetic saxophonist.
I'm looking forward to
And that's him right there with a whole band throwing down that jazz. Very nice.
You have been to a jazz club?
Not a club, but you know, a jazz concert, yes.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And then, of course, we have TV presenter, actor, and voiceover artist Treasure Obasi, who will be joining us as well for a chat later on the show. Yeah.
Is this World Day for anything? Okay, so this week is this week I hear is World Water Week or something like that, or
it's
water.
Actually even Water Month.
Yeah, so Water Month. So
yes.
that is really, really important. And why that is important is so water has been depleted in many parts of the world. But in Africa and in Nigeria, even though we have a lot of water, not all of it is safe or clean.
For drinking, especially.
For drinking, and a lot of pollution is still going on. Yeah. Open defecation, people still urinate in water, in the waters, and ponds and rivers and things like that. I feel like there's so much more that we can do with our water in this country.
Yes, there's a whole lot more we can do, as a matter of fact. And you'll be surprised to see that there are certain areas, especially due to oil pollution and stuff, that we don't even have clean water. I know of an access, I think that's around Ikpaja side, it's called Barua. Now imagine, let's say this expanse of land is Barua. When you get to this axis of Barua, there's no water. Why? Because of the oil pipeline running on that has polluted the water. So the water is not safe for drinking.
Wow.
And this other axis of the same area has very good water. Like, we're talking about excellent water. Yeah. You just wonder. So they have to buy water on this side, which of course increases their cost of living.
When I first came to Lagos in the 90s, I remember that we were staying somewhere in Iju, which wasn't that well developed at the time, but they had water. And I'm talking about, there's somewhere called Iju Water Works. I don't know whether it's still functional, but then there was water, and it was good, clean water. It came out of the tap. Like, you would open the tap.
You make it sound like it's magic. It came out of the tap.
But years later, I discovered that even that stopped. And then when we moved to closer here to Ikeja area, we never had water. Like, we were there for many years, but water never came out, not even once, from the tap.
Sometimes living in all this, in quotes, rural areas is actually even better than the so-called modern cities. Okay, so here's what's happening today. Today is Banana Lovers Day. Do you like bananas?
Yeah.
I don't. I can't stand bananas.
Are you serious?
I don't like bananas.
Have you tried bananas from the north? The big ones?
Maybe.
So we have these shorter ones from Osogbo and all these places that are not, I mean, they're okay, but not great. But
did they just make us speechless?
Anyway, so the ones from the north are better. They're, I don't know what those ones are called, because I think they're different species.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
They taste better?
They taste better, they're sweeter and all of that.
I can't tell. Like, I even...
so you don't like them at all?
So I had bananas. I even decided that, okay, maybe it's Nigerian bananas that is worrying me. When I was in the UK, I said to try it. I almost puked out my intestine. It was that bad.
Are you kidding me?
Like, I knelt on the toilet and I was just going at it. So
anyway, so
bananas are not for me.
Yeah, so you probably go for watermelons and other things like that.
I'll tell you what else is happening much later.
Hey guys, now we told you that we bring you the very best music on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, all the way from Chicago in the US, I have here with me Femi Ogebule, who is a professional saxophonist, a jazz musician with influences in gospel and different eras in music. Welcome home.
Thank you.
How long have you been away for? Or you come and go?
Actually, I haven't been to Nigeria in 10 years.
Wow.
Yes, actually.
Okay. So nice to have you back home.
Thank you.
I hope you've sampled a few of our foods
that
you've missed for a while.
Absolutely, trust me. Just yesterday I was at a place called University of Sierra.
Ah, man, that's the place, man. Very nice, very nice. So, well, it's a pity that you can't take some of the food with you when you're going back. But anyway, so welcome back.
Yeah.
So, I saw the video earlier on, and amazing stuff, like a whole orchestra that you play with. Wow.
Yeah.
And you guys have been playing together for how long now?
Well, I set up the band and the orchestra last year for an event that I had called Praise Experience in Chicago. But before then, we've been playing together for a couple of years now, about, I would say, close to 10 years.
Yeah, you said one of your influences is Kirk Whalum. Which,
yes, absolutely.
You know, I mean, he's absolutely amazing. I mean, his music. I bought his album. The first album I bought was Kirk Whalum was back in 2001, and he's really, really amazing.
He's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, is.
How about your other influences over the decades? I know there are different eras in jazz.
Yeah.
Jazz music.
In general, going back, I love Cannonball Adderley. His expression, you know, bringing the old stuff into the new stuff. It's like the bridge in between. I love him, you know. Another person that I like his style is David Sanborn.
I'm not sure I know him.
Yeah, you might know, but he's really great.
Yeah.
He's great. Those are eras before.
Do you have any African influences when it comes to jazz?
The one person I would talk about is Mike Aremu.
Okay.
He's someone that I love.
He's pretty good.
Oh yeah, he is. He's a brother. I love him and I respect him. Yes.
Very nice, very nice. Yes. Now, gospel. When it comes to gospel music and jazz, it's like sometimes it requires a bit of like a deeper expression, and most of what you hear when it comes to gospel music is maybe people take hymns and then they create jazz out of it, or they just do the tunes. But how do you do yours?
Well, considering that I have my background in music, I try to use as much as possible elements, you know. I do use some jazz elements, classical elements, sometimes even African, you know, African elements, you know, some of our skills and all. But ultimately, I would say when it comes to gospel, the first and the most important thing is the word, you know, putting God in here, knowing that whenever you're playing in gospel music, you're representing someone, and that person is the man up there. So putting that first, everything else just comes easy.
That's really nice. One of the things that you also do is train, right? You also train in classical music. But when you talk about your entire musical life, and you know, how many years would you say that you've been in this?
I would say over 2 decades. I actually started here in Nigeria. I went to the diploma school at Muson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was.
So that's some 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, before then, but at least I did some professional studies there, you know, courses there, and I was actually one of their pioneers for the first set of the diploma school. And I graduated from there as the very best students and the best clarinets. I played with Muson Symphony Orchestra. I was actually their principal clarinetist for a while, and also a resident artist. So
that's amazing. Anyway, let's not do too much talking. We're going to be taking your performance very shortly. What's going to be the performance you're going to be giving us this morning?
Well, apart from this first one, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be playing "I Look to You" from Whitney Houston.
All right, so we're back with Femi, and he's going to be giving us that performance right now. Are you ready for us?
Oh, yes.
All right, so let's do it.
Okay.
That's really fantastic. Well, it's time for our DIY for today, and this is something really exciting. It's something trending. We're talking about Ankara Gele. Yes, so, and I've got Chidima Mercy here with me. She'll be showing us how to get this done. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm fine. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, so we have our model here. Can we get started?
Okay, I'll show you. This is a quick tutorial on how to tie a simple kind of Ankara head wraps that doesn't require you to, you know,
stress yourself
much. So this is how we do it. Okay. So you have to fold it a bit
like that,
down, like this.
Okay.
Then you come this way.
Okay. Okay, so perhaps you could turn this way.
Yeah.
Yes, so because you have to stay in front of her. Everybody wants to see your lovely face while you do it. Okay.
So you tie.
You put it in like that. That's first knot, right?
Yeah,
or
you do a first knot.
Okay.
When you do a first knot, then you try to, you know,
spread it out.
Spread it out, or you roll.
Okay.
So
which one are you doing? Spreading or rolling?
I'm doing rolling.
Okay. Okay.
So we roll this way.
Okay. Do you want me to hold anything for you?
No, it's fine.
Okay. So this is something you could do for yourself.
Exactly.
Without help from anybody else.
Yeah.
As simple as that knot seemed to have been formed, it does look complicated, doesn't it? Okay.
This is it, basically.
So this is a style.
This is a style.
Let's see what you look like. Oh my, this is lovely.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you're going to show another way of doing it.
Yeah, another way is if you don't want to use Ankara head wrap like this.
Yeah.
We also have this particular one.
Okay.
Which is the velvet Ankara head wrap. Okay. And it has a double loop hand, just like this. Okay. So this is actually inspired by African prints. Aside the normal regular kind of turban, you could do this, and let me quickly show you how
it's done.
It's done.
Okay. So you pull that in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah,
this is sewn together?
Yeah, it is sewn together.
Oh, wow.
Then you
never knew that. Okay.
Do this.
So you start the wrap. Yeah. This is especially better for people who have their hair made like this.
Yeah.
And it looks really nice.
Thank
you. Wow. Okay.
And
so
bring
this goes that way.
Yeah.
Aha. So that's the secret, eh? So when you see this in parties, you're like wondering, how were they able to mix two things together?
Yeah.
The velvet and the Ankara. That's it. That's the trick to it. Okay. Is it all done now?
Yeah.
All you have to do is pin it up.
Yeah.
So this is the look we are trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So this is
simple.
Exactly how
it will look like.
It looks like
fantastic.
When you have an Ankara-inspired head wrap turban.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I've been able to learn 2 ways to tie my Ankara, especially in the latest trend. There's more for us on Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you so much, Chidima Mercy. Stay with us, folks. Stay with us.
Welcome to the kitchen, right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Everything is getting, everything is taking shape. I have here with me, of course, she's a regular. You guys know her, Chef Shebiotimo. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, good morning.
So I'm seeing crayfish, I'm seeing pepper.
We are doing street food platter.
Street food?
Platter.
Street food platter, I like that.
Yes.
We're taking it to the streets today.
Yeah.
And you guys can see on your screen right there,
plantain.
Plantain. This looks unripe.
No, it's just regular? Half-ripe.
Okay, half-ripe plantain. Yes. This is yams.
Our fish. Our onions, our blended pepper, and our crayfish.
So anything that you can find on the streets. I mean, all of these you can find it on the streets. Close to you,
the
just go out.
For the sauce.
Pepper is for the sauce. Okay. All right. So where are we starting from this morning?
Yeah, we're starting from our cutting of our yam.
Okay, we're cutting up the yam, which you're already doing. You're already doing that over there.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So
the cutting of our yam.
Okay.
What I want to do now is you're doing a spiral.
Okay, it's a spiral cut.
Spiral cut of the yam.
So do you need a special knife to do the spiral cut, or?
I have to use it.
Do you need more plates? Maybe we should get more plates for you.
Yes.
So that we can have something.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Yes.
So this is a street food platter that anybody can make for breakfast. You can do it very, very quickly.
Yes.
And so apart from yams, you can also, I'm sure you can also use like sweet potatoes and everything.
Of course.
If you want. Okay, so
this is our yam. I'm trying to cut it because I'm doing a spiral cut.
A spiral cut, okay.
Yes, a spiral cut of the yam. So this is how it goes. You know the reason for me using this, just to support.
Okay, to support how it's going to be cut so that it will be straight. Okay.
Exactly.
So of course, what we're frying first is the yam.
The yam.
Okay.
Yes.
And then after that, we'll then make the sauce and put it together.
Exactly.
In one. Okay, so you cut it straight first and then
slants.
And then slants.
Yes.
I hope the viewers saw that. So the first time you cut, you cut it
straight
on this side.
On this side.
And then you then turn it around and then cut it on the other side. Okay.
To cut slants. I'm using this to support.
To support the cutting.
So it will not cut to the end.
Yes. Yeah, okay, so what will then happen is to then come out in a particular kind of shape.
It will come in.
Yeah.
You watch it and see.
Okay. That's very nice. Maybe after the break, I'll try a few slants myself and see whether I've learned something new today.
You must have.
So that should be the last one.
That should be the last one.
Stick one more
I'm going
there.
to put my stick.
Okay, so you stick a stick in there as well?
Yes.
So are we going to fry it with the stick?
Yes, we are going to fry it with the stick. So
right.
you just take it and eat from there.
From the stick. Okay, yes. No wonder you call this street food, so that everybody can just pick it up.
Everybody can just pick it up and eat. And we do this at the very.
And it's almost like a snack. Exactly. Like something I can just pick up. Okay.
You can just pick up. You just have to be careful in doing it so it won't get stuck on the road.
Yeah.
While moving in. I'm trying to use this because so anybody that wants to take it can just take it and
okay.
Good to go.
So you stick that in there and then until it comes out carefully.
Carefully.
Okay. So gently. Yes. Careful. So the way it is like this with the stick is how you put it in the hot oil.
Exactly. I'm being careful.
And it must come out at the top.
It must come out and it has to be at the center too.
So are we going to do more than one of these?
Yes.
Or just one to start with?
We are doing like 2 or 3.
Okay.
No problem.
Finally, it's come out at the top. It's a lot of work. Maybe I should help out a little bit?
No, okay. Don't worry.
Oh, finally. Okay, so then you free it up a little bit so that the oils can
go into it. And the spiral can be and show that this
so that's keeping it simple. Now with the plantain, what are you going to do the same thing with the plantain, or you're just going to be straight fried?
It's or you put spiral
okay, the plantain is also going to be spiral as well?
Yes.
Okay, it looks like the oil is getting a bit hot. Should I move this out of the fire or you're ready to fry?
Let's move it away.
Okay. Now we're going to be getting ready to take entertainment news in a few minutes. And we just want to make sure that the spiral-shaped yam is ready to fry.
Fried, it will open up.
Okay, so when it fries and then opens up as you fry it.
More.
Okay. So that goes into, let me move that in there for you. So are you going to cut more yams now?
Yes, I will.
So I've never seen yam being fried like this before. With, that's yam on stick.
Spiral yam.
Yeah, spiral yam fries. Anyway, so while we're getting trying to cut another spiral yam and put it on a stick, over the next few minutes, we're going to be heading over to a couch where Mary's on standby for entertainment news. Hey, guys.
Thank you so much, Yomi. That looks very good. Straight to entertainment news now, however. I've got TV presenter, actor, and voiceover artist joining me for this conversation talking about entertainment. Amal, great to have you. Amal Cash, fantastic.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's really great to be here.
Okay, so right now we're going to talk about entertainment stories.
Yes.
So a lot of things have been trending. Quite a number of folks have also been trending as well in the news. Just so you know, Amal Cash is a Ugandan OAP and a presenter. Now, first in our news this morning is Marvel Studios, which has announced a Black Panther 2 date. That's the release date for Black Panther 2. The highly anticipated sequel will officially hit theaters on May 6th, 2022. That's the scheduled release date. Marvel made this announcement at Disney's D23 Expo on Saturday, August 24. Director Ryan Coogler will return to the franchise. Kevin Feige invited Ryan Coogler to the D23 stage to announce the highly anticipated sequel. So what do you say of Black Panther 2?
I think it's great because I think the first one really made a lot of headlines. I think it broke bank. And it's great to see that they're trying to do something else for the culture because it put Africa on the map in a way. So I think it's great that they're doing a second Black Panther.
Yeah, so you're looking forward to it.
Yes, definitely.
I am as well. Okay, so moving on quickly, Missy Elliott gets honored with a Video Vanguard Award, and that was at the 2019 VMAs. Now, over the past 22 years, Missy Elliott has remained a fixture in the music video space. Not an easy task in an ever-changing industry. But her visuals, especially those created in partnership with directors Hype Williams and Dave Meyers, they are iconic. On Monday, August 26th, she was finally honored for her vision as this year's Video Vanguard Award recipient at the 2019 VMAs. And to keep the excitement going, Missy dropped a new EP on Friday titled Iconology. It's a kick-off track, Throw It Back, finds her imperial voice leading while keeping the mood effortlessly cool as always. All right, moving on quickly. Afrima Awards nominee list is out, and South African rapper Nasty C, Nigeria's Davido, and Burna Boy lead the nominations for the 6th Afrima Awards list that has just been released. And the nominees list comprises of 26 continental award categories, with Nasty C leading with 9 nominations, followed by Davido with 6 nominations, and Burna Boy with 5. That's already 20 out of 26 categories. So you wonder what's left for others.
Wow. But I think it's been a great year for Nasty C in South Africa. You know, it's been a really great year with his song Send Me Away. Yeah. And Davido definitely has had a great year. Yeah. Burna Boy too. So I think they really deserve everything and more. You know, with his awards. I really wish them the best.
Keeping our fingers crossed. And just before we leave, we just have to mention this one. Rema's Iron Man made Obama's summer playlist. This is the biggest at the moment.
Yes.
It's what everyone has been talking about. That list, every artist wants to get on it.
Exactly.
The number one on that playlist was actually Too Good. Drake featuring Rihanna. That's from way back 2016. And so it was a fantastic thing to see that one Nigerian turned out to be someone that we could call the underdog.
Yeah, because when I saw the list, I kept looking through. I was like, please let there be an African song. And just as I was about to give up, I was like, what? I was so excited.
So the thing is, that song isn't so African. It's like trap music. But we just have to take this break. The second hour is over. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We have more on the other side of the hour. Please stay with us.
Very good morning to you once again.
Yes, and welcome to the third hour on your favorite feel-good breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria!
Oh, 2 hours has gone by already.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I am Mary Bashwa Alimi. You can also watch the show via live streaming at tvcentertainment.tv.
Yes, indeed. And on Facebook as well. Check us out at TVC Connect. Now, send in your comments using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Let us know what's going on with you this Tuesday morning. The roads were a bit free earlier on.
Yeah.
Maybe they're busier now, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind that the TVC app is available for download at both Android and iOS stores. Now, this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
All right, so check out what's going to be happening for the rest of the show. Modupe Ingla is going to be joining us. Now, she is a parenting expert and blogger. She's going to be giving us tips to expectant mothers, what to buy and what to
avoid buying,
what to throw out.
Now, also to come is a musical performance from Femi Ogebule, who is an inspired and energetic saxophonist. I guess he's going to be doing another presentation for us.
Our TV presenter, actor, and voiceover artist Treasure Obasi will be joining us later on the show as well.
Can't wait for that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know we talked about Banana Lovers Day.
Oh, exactly. Were there any other days that?
Yes, there are. But let's take a look at what's happening in the kitchen. Oh. It looks like Chef Shebi Otimo is really busy. Talking about bananas, we have been planting this morning.
Yeah, the things that, so that yam, which I supervised when she was cutting it, it's called spiral yam. So she cut it on one side and then cut it on the other side.
Just
put it
so
on the
she
stick.
could twist it.
Yeah.
And it does look good.
It looks very nice. Stick in shape.
Yeah. And you know, the oil will be able to get through to, see the baby analyze it.
Yes, now. Yeah, anyway.
Okay,
so
let's just move on.
So, so Banana Lovers Day, what else?
Pots the Crab Day. Today is Tug of War Day. I'm glad it's not Friday because I know somebody called Alima would have been planning something according to this Tug of War. Everybody would just say,
be nice to have something in the garden. Or maybe our exercise should have been Tug of War today.
More like. Today is also International Bat Night.
Bats?
How am I supposed to sleep tonight? Bat Night.
Yeah, maybe there'll be human bats. Well, like
more like vampires, you mean?
On Batman Day. Any other days?
And then, of course, well, that's it. That's it, really. That's it.
So Bat Lovers Day, Banana Lovers Day, Tug of War Day. So if you can do Tug of War, it's the holiday. So maybe get the kids to do something that has to do with
Be very careful. They could get injured.
That's an idea. It's Tug of War. How can you get it?
That's an idea. I see you've run out of ideas of what to do with them.
Gather the kids and, let's do Tug of War, something like that. It would be nice.
Okay, you know what? I don't know whether you or me will have to talk at this one, but... Welcome again. It's time to talk parenting, and this time is with Modupe Enyila. Now, Modupe is a beauty consultant, a mom blogger, and a co-founder of iMom Zone, which is a platform for pregnant, new moms, and moms of toddlers to share their motherhood experiences. This morning, she will be giving tips to expectant moms on what to buy and what not to buy in preparation for the new baby. So get your pens and pads out now because this is very important. So thank you so much for joining us, Modupe.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so give us the list immediately.
No.
What are the things we need to know?
Okay, so the thing is that babies, they are not materialistic. We are the ones.
Okay.
They are not materialistic. They don't care about how beautiful their room is or how expensive their outfit is. All they want, feeding. They want their milk at the right time. They want their sleep at the right time. And they want their mommy all the time.
Okay, so feeding, sleep, and then mommy every time.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but that doesn't mean that we won't buy them the essentials, the things they need and all.
Yeah.
So, for example, shoes, newborns don't need it. You don't need to get them shoes.
Those cute baby booties. Are you sure about that?
Socks, yes.
Just socks?
Yes,
no,
but shoes.
No shoes.
Oh, please.
No shoes are so cute. Okay, so no shoes. There's no need for shoes, just socks. Okay.
Yes. So let's just do socks. You can skip the old shoe thing. Then pillows. They don't need pillows.
Wait, all those tiny pillows we buy to make the cribs look really nice?
As a matter of fact, pillows can actually cause, it has effects.
Yes.
It has effects, so it's really not necessary for them to use pillows.
So it's best not to avoid childhood death?
Yes, infant syndrome, yeah.
Okay, so we remove pillows, we remove shoes. What else are we removing?
Cribs. Let's talk about the cribs.
Those beautiful things.
Expensive, high-end. Because to be candid with you, they won't even sleep in. So many babies don't sleep in their crib.
No, so many babies don't accept to sleep in it.
They'll rather stick to their mom and stay right beside their mom. So if you can't afford it, it's really not necessary for you to have it. If your bed is
large enough to take mommy, daddy, and baby.
Yes, just allow your baby, and daddy can go sleep elsewhere for now.
Daddies don't want to hear that. Okay, so we've talked about the things that are not necessary. Is there anything else?
No, let's just...
Okay, so now let's talk about the things that are essential, things that you must get.
Yes, clothing.
Clothing.
You need to get them onesies, you need to get them rompers, they need their bodysuit, you need to keep them warm. It's important. Mittens.
Yeah.
Babies need their mittens, you know. They'll want to put that hand in their mouth, and you don't want them having infections and all. So it's best you buy mittens for them too.
Most people think mittens are unnecessary, but it's a good point you've made.
Yes, they are, because they're actually necessary. Humidifiers.
Oh, wow.
Newborns are prone to cold, cough, and there is little or no medication at that age. So it's best that you have humidifier to keep them warm and to make them breathe better.
Okay, so the money you spend on a crib, use it instead to get a humidifier.
Yes,
okay.
Humidifiers. Okay. I think they're really important. When I had my first child, I was like, no, I don't need it. But then the code came.
Wow.
And I knew that, okay, I need to get these. And it
so
actually
it's not
helped.
Enough to just keep them warm?
No, it's not. It's not. Yes, you should get
humidifier.
something extra to help them.
Okay,
and
so we've talked about the clothing, very important. The shawls, the blankets,
the feeding. You need to get bottles, good bottles.
Okay. Expressing machine.
You need to get your expressing machines. And for moms as well, you're not left out. You need to get stuff for yourself. You need to get lactation teas, lactation cookies. Your baby needs the milk, so you need to make sure that
you look like you're dressed to breastfeed even. Because yes, these are some of the clothing moms should get.
Yes, breastfeeding friendly outfit.
Breastfeed with.
Yes. Yeah. So your bottles for formula feeding your child as well is also very, very important.
Okay.
Yes.
So those are the essentials.
Hi. Feeding.
And we spend a fortune.
Sleeping. They don't have wahala. They don't really like stress. Just give them the simple, give them their milk, their outfit, they're warm enough. Mommy is right there, they're looking at you, and they're good to go.
So at what age do they now need the crib, if at all? Because that crib was not going to waste, though.
You turn it into a playpen.
You turn it into a playpen. But why is it that so many moms don't tell us the truth about this? You would have bought the crib before you realize
some babies do sleep. Some moms do insist that this thing is not going to waste. You're going to sleep in it. The baby will cry.
Is it a good idea to insist?
Well, no, it's not. If your baby does not want it, then I think you should just skip it totally.
Cuddle the baby more. The baby needs mommy, as you said.
Yes.
So feeding, sleep, and mommy are the three essentials. Make sure mommy is available.
Important accessory.
So mommy is important till when? I know forever, but that always needing mommy.
Well, till they are old enough to know that mommy has to go to work, or mommy has to leave them.
Is a child ever old enough to know that?
Yes.
You will teach
at
them.
The point, you have to just let them know that, okay, at this point, mommy has to go to work.
That's a 2-year-old, though. One, but you know.
I left my baby at 5 months.
5 months?
Yes, I had to.
You had the luxury of leaving your baby at 5 months. Many working mothers have to leave at 2 months, especially for those who probably took their maternity leave a month before.
That's true.
Yes, and some people even take it for longer.
That's true.
And then you wonder why we don't have it. In Lagos, for example, it's been increased from 3 months to 4 months.
Yes, that's
by
true.
the government. While federal, it's in Lagos it's 6 months now. While federal is now 4 months. But we don't even see that being applied.
Is it really enough?
It's not even enough.
It's not.
That's why I was wondering that you said 1 year.
It's not enough, really.
Children always need their moms.
Yes.
They always need their moms.
We all do. Even as adults.
Okay, as adults, that's true anyway. That's really true. So let's run over the list again, especially for those who may have missed an item or two. The essentials first and then the not so necessary afterwards.
Okay, for the essentials, clothing,
clothing especially.
Rompers, bodysuits, onesies, they're really important. Socks, blankets, shawls, head warmer. They're really important.
Have to stay warm.
Yes, they have to stay warm. You don't want your baby, you don't even want to go through that episode of a baby catching a cold. Wow. You'll be so miserable. Wow. So it's important that you keep your child warm, your baby warm. Okay. It's important. Then feeding, the bottles, you need a pump, a breastfeeding pump to get milk for your baby. And that's basically
sterilizer as well?
Yes, well, but then you can do your own DIY.
True, with hot water,
yes, with hot water,
buckets, clean buckets and all.
So you can do that yourself.
Okay.
If you don't have
the financial wherewithal. That sometimes even that is even safer and healthier.
Yes,
because you can't really tell what's hidden in the corners of the sterilizer sometimes.
No, you have to wash
and scrub.
And scrub.
It's not easy being a parent. So I hope you're ready for it. And this is for every new parent,
yes,
okay?
It is.
Congratulations, do as you're expecting.
Yeah,
thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here, Modikwe Enyila.
Thank you.
All right, so the show goes on. It's time for us to have a performance now. And I'm pretty sure Yomi is on standby for that.
Welcome back. It's been a great show today, but it's going to even get better right now. Treasure Obasi Johnson started her media career as a presenter on the NTA, and that was about 10 years ago. Wow. Now, she's also an actor and has gone on to feature in series with Africa Magic. She's also a voiceover artist and an events companion. She's joining us this morning on the show. Talk about what she's been up to over the past few years. How you doing, Treasure?
I'm great, and you?
Yeah, excellent, excellent. It's good to have you join us. So, you started, I saw a video of you yesterday, we were just talking, and you were pretty young. I actually thought you were 10 or 11, but you said that you were probably about 7 years old when you were just...
I was 11, but I looked 7.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So you look like you were 7, but you know, you were actually 11 years old in that video. You started acting really, really early. Tell us about that.
Okay, so it all started when I was 4. I just had this idea that I was going to go into acting and presenting. I used to be so fascinated when I watched news and when I watched TV, and I see the way they're talking, the way they were so expressive. I wanted to express myself like that. I wanted to be heard and to be seen that way. So when I got the first opportunity to be in a soap opera, that was Tears for Tomorrow, and that was when I was 10. I did it so well that I got other jobs from there, including my first ever movie role, Champions of Our Time, the video which you saw. I was 11 by that time, and that role got me about 4 awards and like 6 nominations, including AMA nomination, Zuma Award in Abuja Best Actress, Zafa Award in the UK Best Actress, like Terracotta Awards, Best Supporting Role.
And that's amazing for someone so young.
Extremely amazing.
And it was almost like a breakout role because everybody then saw that, oh wow, she is so talented. So obviously you knew very early that this was what you wanted to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then after that, I went on to get the opportunity to be on NTA, presenting the show Young Inventors, and which I did for 10 years, and I retired in January.
Retired. I love that. I like how you said, oh, so I retired after doing it for 10 years. But yeah, you did it for about 10 years, and it's since 2009.
10 years, yes.
So now that you're officially retired,
retired on that show.
On that show, but it's exciting. One thing that I thought was quite inspirational is the fact that there's a lot of young girls who come up to you and they're inspired by your story, just the fact that you knew what you wanted to do early on and you went after it with the support of your parents as well.
My mom was in full support. She would go on set with me to make sure that, you know, I was doing the right thing and I was associating with the right people, to make sure I wasn't taken advantage of. And I had a lot of young girls come up to me and say, I like you so much, I want to be like you. Sometimes their parents weren't in support, sometimes their parents were like over supportive, and that's not really what they wanted to do. So I then branch out, you know, my career into motivational speaking and teaching. So I would go to schools, including Ransom Kuti Secondary School. I would even go to Unilag. From when I was in secondary school, I was on this show called The Girls' Revolution as a motivational speaker, and I would talk about achieving your full potential and being confident in yourself. You know, see, when I was in primary school and up until junior secondary school, I was bullied a lot. I used to be called names like Bebelu Bear, you like to fly, you're too forward. ITK, yeah, stuff like that. And it almost made me go back into my shell. It's not like I was forward per se, but I was just more confident than the average person would expect. The average, you know, I was more confident than average. Like if they asked a question, I'd be the first person to raise up my hand. If they needed anything, I'd be the first person to offer. But that didn't make me go back into my shell. Instead, that made me more outspoken, because the time I tried to be a little more quiet, I still got hated on. So I was just myself, irrespective of what any other person thought.
And this is what you tell young girls. This is what I tell young girls. You know, the fact that, you know, be confident in yourself, no matter what happens. And you said that you were quite small in size when you were younger, so that also enables people to pick on you even more.
Yeah, I got picked on a lot because of my size. So when I was up to when I was 12, I looked really small, like I looked 8. You know, it wasn't until I clocked 13 that I had this growth spurt, and I grew like 5 inches in like 6 months, 5 inches tall. I started developing in puberty, like, you know, the changes that come when a girl reaches puberty and the rest. So this is just gonna like take us to the most recent development in my career, which is entrepreneurship, my skin and hair care brand. So this growth spurt that I had then made me develop thick dark stretch marks on my legs, my arms. So it was just like a hormonal thing. And for someone who never knew anything about skincare, I would just bathe with Joy Soap, Imperial Leather, and then I didn't even know anything about rubbing cream, shea butter, the rest. So then I started doing my research. I saw every doctor's appointment as an opportunity to get to know more. I did the internet. Then further on, I started doing trainings for skincare. I would, get aloe vera gel from my backyard, and then shea butter, coconut oil.
So this was almost like personal research for you.
It was just personal research. No, there wasn't actually an external force in kicking up this entrepreneurship. And now that I'm married, my husband is in full support of this.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I mean it was something that we saw online. We're like, okay, wow, she's married, And anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about you're getting married and all that. So you then started this skincare thing.
So we're currently launching. The website is getting ready, though. You can reach us at twinklebytreasure.com. So it's Twinkle by Treasure, me.
Twinkle by Treasure. Okay, so
organic,
so after doing your thing for 10 years and then you retired, which you said, from the show.
Yes.
You then got married, or did you get married at about the time that the show was ending?
Okay, yeah, well, after I graduated from university, Unilag, I studied English in 2017. It was already eminent that it was time for me to sort of like hand the baton to a younger, because I started the show when I was 11.
Yeah.
And now I'm 21. So it was eminent that I hand the baton to a younger, vibrant presenter and probably train them. So when it got to that point, I said, you know what, this is another phase of life for me. This is another step in my career. So I've been doing event comparing and all, so I just decided to focus more on that and on acting. And then when it finally came to this year, 2019, I then retired. So it was not like I just dropped it.
Yeah.
It was a conversation, there was a whole process, and I am so grateful to NTA for that opportunity because I was schooled, I was trained, I was given the opportunity.
Now you're a seasoned presenter.
Yes.
And then you met this nice guy who you then got married to. How long ago did you meet him? Because now you're smiling and laughing and you're still in that honeymoon phase, which is nice.
Yeah, well, it's been 2 months.
Wait, so it's been 2 months since you got married?
It's been 2 months.
Okay, so congratulations are still in order.
Thank you very much.
So how did you guys meet and you come together? How did you think, how did you discover that, okay, this is the guy that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with?
Okay, well, it all started in 2015. Or 2014. So Corey Bello used to be my good friend. And he called me to be part of this, the Mavens video shoot. So we shot it late 2014. It was officially released in 2015. The video, Adobe by the Mavens, Don Jazzy, Ricardo Banks, and then Corey Day. So my husband, where he was in the UK, was just watching TV. This is the story he told me, and the friend told me as well. He was watching TV with his best friend, and he just said, wow, this girl is so beautiful. She's the kind of woman I'd like to marry.
So your husband saw you on TV?
He saw me on TV and he said, if I ever meet that girl, I'm going to marry her.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a power of vision right there. Yeah.
So we didn't get in touch until 2018 when he slid into my DMs. And usually when I find that I'm looking at my DM requests, I get this butterfly feeling in my stomach that I'm going to get a new job from there. But this time it wasn't a job. It was his DM. So when I checked it out, he wasn't into movies or anything. I was about to exit. I just heard this voice in my spirit, T, that is your husband.
So it was like a spiritual connection going on there.
It was a spiritual connection, and then we finally met, and it was like a physical connection as well. So
very nice.
Fast forward to April, he asked me to marry him. June, we got married.
Wow. That's you know what they call whirlwind romance. That's what happened.
Really?
Right there.
Well, it doesn't feel like it feels like we've known for like years.
Okay, so wow. Okay, so that's a nice story that we should put in a movie or something, where somebody saw someone on TV and said, "I'm going to marry that girl," and send her a message. Okay, very nice, very nice, very cool. Anyway, so it's been good. You are looking forward to the future. You're still pretty young, 21 years old.
Yeah, the whole future ahead of me.
Are you looking at movies, focusing on movies for the next decade?
For the next decade, my plan exactly is to not just focus on movies, but to go into teaching. Because I find that the kind of method of approach I have towards acting. I haven't seen that displayed in any actor I know. Everybody has their individual, wonderful style that works for them and makes them appear brilliant on TV. But I have my personal style that, you know, I internalize to be able to externalize the acting on TV. So I would like to share more of that with the world, especially young people. So I may go into teaching and then still do movies. You know, definitely, I love acting. So
your story is truly inspirational. And thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
And we're going to reward you for all your hard work and for 10 years on TV, retiring honorably.
Wow.
And starting a new phase, a new direction as well. Could you join us in the kitchen, please? This way. Yes, indeed. Oh, so that's a surprise for you.
Okay, I actually wasn't expecting that.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Please have a seat here. This is Mary.
Thank you. Hello.
And that's Chef Shibiotimo there.
Nice to meet you.
So we've got a treasure for you, as Vinny says. Yeah, this is by Chef. Let everybody at home get to see this first.
So Chef Shibiotimo made street food today. So stuff that you can make very easily, pick up from anywhere. So just tell us about it, Chef.
This is our platter.
Street food platter. Street food platter. Yeah.
I've seen a lot
our
of
yam,
and pepper.
Our spiral yam, precise. Then the dodo and the fish.
There's pomo there. Is that not pomo?
Yes, there's pomo.
Very nice.
Okay.
But the street.
Very good. Well done.
Okay,
so we're going to let you have a taste.
We're not going to let you salivate for too long.
You can start from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done,
try
Chef.
It and let us know what you think.
This is dodo. It looks so like.
See, this is very south of the road for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Okay, street food. So you serve it like
You
this.
come eat and so you take to the office.
Very nice.
This way is being packed, both in our parties and on the street.
That's good.
You're sharp. She's sharp. She's sharp.
That's very good.
Yeah, so get down to it.
I love
And
plantains.
let's start rounding up.
It's a wrap on the show today. We must say a big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
Yeah, a big thank you to all our guests for joining us today. It's been a great show, great Tuesday. Treasure, well done. Congratulations on all your work and stuff.
Great.
Thank you.
Nice.
Well done, Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef Shibiotimo. Yeah, that's super tongue concepts right there. All right, with that, it's a wrap. Thank you so much for always watching. Tomorrow is another day. Be sure to join us then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.